So welcome to our sessions. Like always, we are going to continue our discussion with some more concepts in our programming for us. And then we'll try to apply those concepts. So this is what we are going to see today. So let us start slowly. Some more functions we'll try to discuss. And then we'll try to understand these concepts. So we'll discuss some small operations like joining data frames for us. How do you work with more than one data frame? So if you have, how you can merge those data frames, how you can create these different types of joins. We'll try and understand. So how do you merge your data frames and how do you join? That is what we are going to see in the first half of our discussion. So now let us create some dummy data first. So we have the first data frame what I'm going to create. So we have already seen this function data.frame few days back when we were creating our data frames. And then I'm saying create my data frame with customer ID column. And this customer ID column is going to have values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It is going to have these values. And then I'm saying product column is there. Create this product column with oven, comma 3. And what is this rep? Rep is nothing but repeat. So repeat this observation 3 times. I'm saying. And then we are saying again repeat. This time television 3 times. So this is the first data what we are going to create. So press Control Enter. So if you press Control Enter, there you see we have created one data frame for us. It is called as data frame 1 or DF1. It has created data frame 1. 6 observations are there and 2 variables. So double click on this. So what is the information you have? These are all the values. But now let us get a better representation of how our data frame is looking. So we have created one customer ID column, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 values. And then we have created our product column. And here we are saying repeat oven 3 times. Repeat television 3 times. So this is the first data frame what we have created. Now we are creating another data frame. This time I am saying customer ID 2, 4, 6, and 7. And I'm creating one new column called as state. and I'm saying repeat California 3 times and repeat Texas 1 time. So let us create our second data frame, df2. So this is our second data frame, what we have created. Customer ID 2, 4, 6 and 7. State is California. Repeat 3 times. And then Texas. Repeat 1 time. So this is what we are saying. Now, let us try to merge these two data frames first, based on the common column name in both our data sets. So what is the common column name in both our data sets? It is customer ID first. Customer ID. So try to merge your 2 columns based on your customer ID. So let us try to do this. We can say merge. Merge is a function. And then what is your X? df1. What is your Y? My df2. So I want to merge my X and Y based on my customer ID. So press Control Enter here, merge. So what is the result you are getting? This is the result, what you got after merging 2 data frames first. This is the result what we got. And you see, it has merged the 2 columns based on the common column, which is our customer ID. And these are the common values which are present in both our data frames. So this type of merging is called as inner join. This type of merging is called as inner join first. Inner join. Now, this is a small exercise what we have done, how to merge your data frames. Now let us try another example. What is this example is? We are saying merge, there is no change. X is equal to df1, Y is equal to df2, and we are saying by customer ID. And then I'm introducing one small parameter. I'm saying all is equal to 2. So now observe what is going to happen. So now it is going to consider all the rows present in our data frame 1. It is going to consider all our rows present in data frame 2. and it will try to merge these two data frames first. So all word is important. So irrespective of the common elements present in both my data frames, it is going to use the information which is present in all the rows present in data frame 1, present in data frame 2, and it is going to give us the output. So customer ID 1, product is available, state there is no information. Customer ID 2, product is available, state is California. So this California you are getting from your second data frame DF3. Similarly 3, product is available, state we don't have information. Customer ID 4, product is telling you California is state. Again, you are getting from DF. Customer ID 7, we don't know what is the product, but state is Texas first. So this is how you can merge your two data frames. This is called as outer join first. So it is going to consider all the information, not only the common elements, but also the uncommon elements in both my data frames. It is going to consider them also. This is called as outer join first. Now, next thing, what is it we are doing? We are using a new piece of information. We are saying insert. Okay, before inserting, we are creating this new data. I'm saying X is equal to 8, comma, open, comma, California. This is what I'm saying. And once I create this data, let me create this. Now I want to add this information. I want to add this new information in the form of a row. I want to add this information in the form of a new row. So now, so far we have seen cbind function, which is column bind function first. So now what you are going to see is rbind function, which is your row bind function. So we can say rbind X with your data frame. So now you have only 7 rows. Another row is going to get added. So now you see there is another row of information which has got added first. So this is what is your row bind function, R bind. You can just combine the information in the form of rows. Now, let us experiment with some more joins. Now we are saying merge. X is equal to df1. Y is equal to df2 by customer ID. And then I am saying all dot x is true. That means I want to consider all my rows in X. So consider all my rows in my first data frame. That is what we are saying. Consider all my rows in the first data frame. This is what we are saying. Now, press Ctrl Enter. So if you observe the output now, it has taken into account all our 6 customer IDs and it has given the corresponding matches for 2, 4 and 6. Rest all the matches it has left it blank because of no information. This is called as left join first. It is called as left join or left outer join first. So we are focusing on getting all the rows which are present in our first data. This is called as left join first. So all dot x is equal to true. This is the result what we get. So left join is going to focus on all the rows which are present in your first data. So simply give all dot x is equal to true. Now right join. Let us try to understand another type of merging. You can say merge and you can give x is equal to df1, y is equal to df2 by customer ID. And then I'm saying all dot y is equal to. So this is what we are saying. Now it is going to consider all the rows which are present in data frame 2. So what are the rows present in data frame 2, 2, 4, 6, 7? Only this output we are going to get. Let's control enter. So these are the output what we are getting. So it is only going to consider all those rows which are present in my data frame 2. Data frame 2. So this is called as right join first or right outer join. So this is how we can create our own data. And then we can merge data frames together. And we can combine the data together. This is what we are doing. So simple functions are the merge. So that is what we have done. Now, some apply functions we are going to see. Apply functions. So remember all the functions that we have discussed so far. We have seen repeat function we have seen first. Then merge function you have seen. And then rbind function also you have seen. So both cbind you have seen, rbind you have seen now. So similarly, some more functions we are discussing for data manipulation. Now observe what we are doing here. We are going to work out on our iris data. So if I give data iris, this is how our data set is going to look like. We have seen this data before. So we have total 5 columns, sepal length, sepal width, petal width, and species column. Total 5 columns we have. And now all these measurements are in centimeters. Your sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width. And this is the type of species. This is the type of species of flowers. Now, if you observe, let us try to understand the definition. Apply functions, they return a vector or an array or a list of values. A vector or an array or a list of values obtained by applying a function to margins of an array or a matrix or a data. What is a function? You already know. Function can be mean, median, mode. It can be any function like this. Maximum, minimum. What do you mean by margin? Margin is nothing but it can be rows or it can be columns. So margins can be rows or columns first. So now if you carefully look at this apply function, what is this apply function telling us? Apply on my iris data set. I'm saying apply on my iris. And I'm giving like this. What is the meaning? Anything before comma is rows. Anything after comma is column. So apply on my iris data set on all my rows. And then column starting from 1 to 4. Column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4. Apply on 4 columns. Comma. I'm saying 2. What is this 2? It is margin. So margin can take values 1 or 2. 1 means rows. 2 means columns. So I'm saying columns, comma, mean. So apply on my iris data set 1:4 and take the column wise data. And find out what is the mean. So press Control and so what is the answer? You are going to get the mean value for all our columns. What is the average sepal length? What is the average sepal width? What is the average petal length? What is the average petal? So this is how we can apply our functions. Simple. apply function we have used. So whenever you want to explore any functions, what is it you are going to do? Simply give question mark and give the name of the function. Question mark, give name of the function. So X margin function. So margin can be 1 is indicating rows, 2 is indicating columns, and you can apply functions. So that is how you are supposed to explore any new function which has been introduced. What you have learned. So first, apply function we have seen. Next, there are different variants of apply function are there. What are these variants? You have Lapply function. It takes a list or a vector or a data frame as an input and returns only the list as an output. So it takes a list, a vector, or a data frame, and then it is going to return a list as an output. So Lapply on your data, and what is the function? So we are saying Lapply on my iris data set, all my rows, columns 1, 2, 3, 4, and apply my mean function. So output, it is going to give you a list. So you see, X is a list of 4 items: sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width. So output is a list for us. So that is the application of Lapply function. Now, similarly, sapply function is there. Sapply function is also there. Sapply takes a list, vector, or data frame as an input, and it is going to give a list which is very similar to Lapply first. So let us try to understand how different it is from Lapply. Let us apply this first. You see the difference? You can get it from here. It is giving you just a vector as your output. So small difference in the output what you are going to see when you apply your ExcelR function. So based on your requirement, you are free to use these kind of apply functions. So you can opt for different variants of apply, lapply, sapply, and then you can decide how your output is supposed to look like first. So whenever you are in doubt, again, if you want to explore sapply, it is going to give you some results. Lapply, sapply. And you can read through these definitions. So sapply is simply a user-friendly version of lapply for us by returning a vector. So it is going to return a vector first. Previously, you had a list when you applied lapply. It is going to work in the same manner, but it is going to give you a vector as an output first. So that is the purpose of different variants of apply function first. Now you see, we are applying something called as Tapply for us. So I'm saying Tapply on my sepal.length column for my different species, and tell me what is the mean sepal length for different types of species. So tell me, for different type of species, what is the average sepal length? So another variant we are using, Tapply. So what is it saying? Object species not found for us. This error, we have already fixed this error. This error is because it is not able to recognize where we are getting the species from. So simple solution will be give attach iris. Now it will recognize where this word species is coming from. So now it is able to calculate what is the average sepal length for different types of species for Setosa 5.006, for versicolor 5.936, for Virginica 6.588. In the same manner, you can check what is the median width for different species. in your data set. So let us do this. Press Control Enter here. So this is median sepal width. Median sepal width for different species, for different categories of flowers. So this is what you can understand. So again, if you want to explore the apply function, we can simply say question mark and you can give the name of the function first. Apply. Okay. Apply is a function to each cell of an array, that is to each group of values. So it is going to apply this function to each unique group of values, and then it is going to give you your result. So here we have three unique categories first. So it is going to apply on those three unique categories. So that is what we do. So this is our Apply function. So all these functions are good exercises for us. They can help us in doing our data analysis. So we started off today with our merge function, repeat functions, R-bind functions, and then we started discussing our apply functions. Different variants of apply functions we have seen. One simple apply function, then lapply function returns a list for us. Sapply function works exactly like your lapply, it returns your vector. And then Tapply function. So all these functions are important for us. All these functions are important. Now, let us try to take a look at one data set. Empty cars. So there is a data set called as empty cars first. This is your data set. You have all these columns, 32 observations are there. If you scroll down, 32 observations are there first. And then you have 11 columns. So miles per gallon, cylinders, displacement, horsepower, like this. Empty cars. Now, whenever you want to explore your data, simply you can say question mark, empty cars, you can get some basic idea. So now let us apply some basic functions. N row is going to give you number of rows in your empty cars data set. So you have 32 rows. Row dot names. What are the different row names? These are all the different row names that I have in my data set. Column names. These are all the different column names I have. Then if I give names, it is also going to default and give you the same result as column names. So n row, number of rows, n columns, number of columns. So instead of saying row dot names, because previously we were used to this function, row dot names. So instead of saying row dot names, you can also say row names. That is also going to work. It has also given you the same output. So you are getting the same output. Now tell me, this value you are seeing 31. What is this value? 31th row name is Maserati Bora. And this is the 32nd row name, Volvo 142E. So total, you have 32 rows. This is what you can say. Total, we have 32 rows. So that is how we are working on our data set now. So previously we have worked on dummy data. Now we are working on one ready-made data set first. That is the idea. So now let us scroll down. And then let us try out something new. What is that? Dplyr library. This is a very famous library for data manipulation first. Dplyr library. So first thing, install this library. Press Control Enter. So wait for some time. It is going to install this library first. Wait for a few seconds. So it's installing now. So we have installed Dplyr. Package has been successfully unpacked for us. library dplyr. So after this, you want to use this library, then we have to say library and you have to give the name of the package. So press Ctrl Enter. So now R knows that you want to use all the functions which are available in our dplyr library for us. So what are the some of important functions here which are available? You can use filter functions. You can use select functions. You can use arrange functions. So all these are very useful ready-made functions for us. All these are ready-made functions, what we are going to see one day. So how are you going to write dplyr functions? Is first argument is always data frame. So first argument is always data frame first. Then subsequent argument, you have to say what is it you want to do on this data. So you have to communicate that. And then it is going to return a data frame first. For example, if you use filter function, if you say filter empty cars cylinder is equal to 8. Then it is going to filter all the values present in your empty cars data set, which is satisfying this condition. Cylinder value is equal to 8. That means you are interested to find data which is related to 8-cylinder engines. So let us try one simple function now. Filter function we'll try. So now it has filtered all our observations which are having 8-cylinder engine, which are having 8-cylinder engine. All the observations have been filtered. So this is a simple function, what we have seen here. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to say view function also. Now press Ctrl. So it has filtered all those observations which are having 8-cylinder engines. So that is how small filter function we have applied. Now let us try out another example. Filter my empty cars data. And what is the condition I'm saying? Either they can be 8-cylinder engine cars, or they can also be 5-cylinder engine cars. So I'm giving either or condition. So press Control Enter. Sorry, here it is gear, right? So my mistake. I thought it is cylinder. So we are saying either it can be, instead of gear, let us make it cylinder. Now press. So now it is going to give you what is the result we are getting. It is not giving us the result what we had expected. Either cylinder 8 or cylinder 5. Oh, sorry. So it is only taking into account cylinder is equal to 8 and it is not giving us cylinder is equal to 5. So what is that we can do here? So let us just check our data once. I think one of our students have given us the solution. Yeah, good job. So we don't have 5-cylinder engines. That is why it is causing a problem for us. So otherwise this code would have worked. Now let us change this to 6. So now you see it is working. So we are able to get both 6-cylinder engines and also 8-cylinder engines for us. So code is perfectly fine. Only thing is we have to thoroughly check our data. We don't have 5-cylinder engines. That is the logic. Correct. Good job. So now let us take a break here for 10 minutes. And then we are going to come back and we'll continue our discussion. So take a break, drink some water and come back. continue our discussion. So now we were able to resolve this small command what we were trying to execute. Cylinder is equal to 5 was not existing. So change it to 6. And then it was giving us our result. So everything was fine. Now let us try to explore what are the remaining functions that we have in our Dplyr library. Okay. So now we are using our select method. So select function we are using here. And I'm saying select empty cars from this data set. Select these columns: miles per gallon column, cylinder column, and gear column. So this is what we are saying. So press Control Enter, and it has selected these columns for us. So 3 columns it has selected. Miles per gallon, cylinder, and gear. So simply it has selected for us 3 colors. So that is how you can take the help of your select function also. So filter function is there, select function is there. Now what is that you are saying? I'm saying filter. Okay. So first I have to give data, comma, condition. So condition I'm able to give. What is the condition? Cylinder is equal to 4. This is what we are giving. And now what is the data? I don't want all the data. I want only few columns from my data set. So now my data is going to be only these 3 columns, and in these 3 columns I have to look for this condition wherever cylinder is equal to 4. Then it has to give me the output. So let us try this out. So now if you see, it has filtered out all those observations where your cylinder value is equal to 4. So that is the logic. So it is a combination of both filter and select that we are using. It is a combination of both. So we can mix and match our functions like this, and we can get some insight from our data. Now, so now observe what is the slight difference here is. If I want to select multiple contiguous columns means columns which are lying side by side first. So columns which are lying side by side first. So if I want to select multiple columns, I can give this colon. I can say select empty cars from this data set, select carburetor column, then columns from miles per gallon to displacement, and then gear column. So I can give like this. So it has selected now miles per gallon column. Okay, let me simplify this code slightly. View. So now it has given us the output. It has selected first carburetor column, and then it has selected columns from miles per gallon to displacement, and then it has selected our gear. So this is what it has done. Now let us try out our arrange function. Arrange function. So how are you going to give this function? You have to say arrange and data frame and then comma order by. How do you want to order? You are saying this. So now you observe, I am saying arrange empty cars data set by cylinders. So let us try this. First one. So it has arranged just 1 second. So now it has arranged our empty cars data set in the order of cylinder car. Okay, just 1 second. Now if you give something like this, arrange and in brackets, this is my data frame. So my data frame, I want only 2 columns, cylinder and gear. And then I'm saying order by cylinder. This is what I'm saying. So now only 2 columns are there. And then your data has been arranged in the form of your cylinder column values. So it has been arranged in the form of your cylinder values, 468. Now, slightly I'm modifying the code. I'm saying arrange by cylinder and gear. So let us see what result it is going to give us. So you see now, previously 4 and 4 was the first row for us. Now if you scroll down, 4, 3, you see both of them have been arranged. So your observations have been arranged according to cylinder values and also according to your gear values. Your records have been arranged. These are called as records, or you can call it as rows, or you can call it as observations. So all these terms you have to remember, so that alternatively you can use. Interchangeably you can use these terms. Now, suppose if you want to arrange in descending order, then you can say simply descending. So by default, everything is going to get arranged in the ascending order of values. So if you want to arrange in descending order of values, you can say descending, and you can give cylinder like this. So press control. So in descending order of cylinder values, it is going to get arranged first. So observations are arranged in the descending order of our cylinder values. Then you can also experiment with ascending order of cylinders and then descending order of gear. So in this manner, you can try out many such experiments for us. So it is a useful module or library for us, which is called as Dplyr library. So filter functions are there, select functions are there, arrange functions are there, which can help us do our data analysis work. So in this manner, you have to explore different types of libraries which can help us easily perform our data analysis work. So these are some of the concepts what we have discussed so far. Now let us get into some programming concepts. For example, writing simple if statements in R. If you want to check for some conditions, so you have to say if, and then you have to give the expression that you want to check for, and then if this is true, what is the output that you want to print, and you have to close. So this is a simple way of writing one if statement in R for us. So now how do you check whether this is working or not? So I'm initially defining the value of x as 4. So my x is 4 now. If this value of x is greater than 0, then print your positive number. And I'm saying print x. So two print commands I'm giving. Print, it is a positive number, and then print that number and close your brackets. So if you want to run this code, you have to be careful in selecting the required lines for running the code. So select all these required lines for us together and press Control. So what is the output that we are getting? So it has checked for that condition. X is greater than 0 for us. And then it has printed positive number and has also printed what is that number? It has printed 4 for us. So now you can again experiment this piece of code, okay, with different values. Change this to -1. So now you see it is not giving you any output because you have not written any condition for that. So the code, what you have written, the few lines of command, what you have written, they are working perfectly fine for us. So this is how you have to cross verify. You have to do testing. Okay, this is called as unit testing. It is working. Again, it is giving you the output. So in this manner, just remember what is the syntax for your if condition. So first you have to give the expression, what you want to check, and then what you want to print if it is true, and close the brackets. And then you can try out with different values. So this is what we understand. So now it is that time of the day where the attendance link will be circulated for us. It is 8:30. So try to fill in your attendance form with all your details, with the information like you are filling in previous sessions. And then you can always come back and you can again attend our discussions. So it is 8:30. You will find your attendance link in the window. And then you can fill that form. So now, slight extension do that. If condition what we have written. Now we are using if and else. So we are saying if the first test expression is true, then print statement 1, else print statement and close it. So if it is true, print my first condition. Else, if it is not true, then print my second condition. So this is what you are seeing. So this is how you are supposed to write your if else conditional statements first. So now try out another example first. X equal to 5. Then if x is greater than 0, print it as a non-negative number. Let's make it simpler. Print it as a positive number. Else, print it as a negative number and close your brackets. So now what I'm going to do, because x is already 5 here, so I don't have to execute this command that I have. I can simply start running my code from this point. So select all the statements together and then press Ctrl Enter first. So now the answer that you are getting is x is a positive number first. So that is how you can experiment with this. Now if I give x is equal to -5, if I give. Now press Ctrl Enter here. So there we have our answer. It is giving us the correct result that x is a negative number first. We are able to get our results. So it is working. So let us just save these files and we are good to go. So I'll be sharing these files like always with you, because I've already shared some files with you. So you can go through them. Data sets are also there. And then along with those files, I will also be sharing you these files also. So just 1 second. Okay. So two statements we have seen, if statement and if else statements we have seen. So now slightly again we are extending the logic. What is that we are saying? If the first expression is true, then print statement 1. Else if statement 2 is true, print statement 2. Else print the third statement. This is what you are saying. So here we have 4, but you can again extend this logic to 3 statements also. So what is it we are saying here? We are including an if statement within another if statement. So it is called as nested if. And then we are also including else statement in another else statement. So you can call it as nested if else. So let us apply this logic. So if x is equal to -5, and then I'm saying if first condition, if x is equal to 0, then print 0. Okay, fine. Else if x greater than 0, print positive number. Fine. Else print negative number. This is what we are saying. So let us try to run this code first. So select all of them, or we don't have to select the first line because x is already -5. Select all the remaining conditions. So here we have, it is giving you the right result. It is telling you x is a negative number first. You are getting the result. We are getting the result first. So change the value. Suppose if you give x is equal to 0, and now, so yes, it is giving us the correct output. It is telling us x is 0 first. It is giving us the correct output. So far what we are doing small conditional statements we are writing, and then we are trying to solve some simple problems first. Now let's try some more examples first. So this is a simple numeric vector what I'm creating. A is equal to C, 5, 7, 2, 9. So this is a simple numeric vector what I've created. 5, 7, 2, 9. I'm saying if else a percentile 2. So if you divide these numbers by 2, if their remainder is 0, then you print that value as even. Otherwise, you print that value as odd. This is what I'm saying. So if this numeric vector is divided by 2 and that remainder value is equal to 0, then you are going to print the number is even. Otherwise, you are going to print number is odd. So what is the result you are getting? So first one 5, you are getting it as odd. Second one also 7, you are getting it as odd. Third one 2, it is even for us. Fourth one 9, again it is odd. So this is what we are doing. Yes, attendance link has been circulated, Rishit. So I request attendance mentor to again recirculate the link so that all the students can just take a look at it. In case if they have not filled, you can always fill in the attendance sheet. Now, so now observe what we are going to do. We are saying client is equal to private, public, other, and private. We are saying like this. So this is our client. Now, if you carefully look at this, you have private, public, other, and private. This is what you have. Now, if the client is private, then give me a value of 1.1. Else if client is other, give me a value of 1.016, comma 1. So now, what is the result that you're getting? If that client is private, value is 1.12. So you have private and private. Value is 1.12 here. If the client is other, then 1.16. Client is other. Else, if the client is neither private nor other, then you give me 1. So here for public, you are going to get a value of 2. We are going to get a value of 1. Now, small loops we can try. So what is that we are saying? While loop. Let us try to write one while loop condition. So what is the structure of your while loop condition? While there is a condition, then print my statement. While that condition is true, print the statement and close it. This is what we are saying. Now, I'm saying I is equal to 1. So while this condition, while the value of I is less than 6, print I. So keep on printing I as long as this condition is true. Along with printing of your I, also increment the value of I. So print I, increment I. Then print I, increment I. Do this till your condition is satisfied. So now, so first time value of I is 1. It is going to check for this condition 1 is less than 6 and it is going to print 1 for us. Now again increment 1. So now the value of I has become 2. So in the second round, again it is going to check for the condition. 2 is less than 6. Then print 2. After printing 2, increment the value of I. Now I has become 3. Again check for the condition. 3 is less than 6. Print 3. Again increment value of 3. 4. So we are doing this. So now how do you run this code? Simply select all these commands together and then press Control Enter. So it has given you the output. It has given you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After 5, 6 is not less than 6. So it is not going to continue that operation. It is going to stop. So that is how we can write some small loop conditions. So far we have seen our if condition, if else conditions, nested if conditions, and then we have also seen loop conditions. So we have used while loop and we have developed a small logic. So in this manner, we can continue and we can extend these logics. So now we are saying repeat the loop. Observe what we are doing here. We are saying repeat this loop and we are giving some commands. If condition is satisfied, then come out of the loop. So repeat this as long as the condition is not satisfied for us. The moment the condition is satisfied, then break out of that loop. So we are saying V is equal to hello. So my V variable is having the word hello. And then I'm saying count is equal to 5. Count is equal to 5 times. Now I'm using my repeat function. I'm saying repeat print V. So print hello in the first step and increment the value of count. Okay, so this is what we are saying. Increment the value of count. Now, if that count value is exceeding 5, then come out of it. So this is what we are saying. So let me slightly make some changes here. Let me start with 1. Okay. So in the first step, I'm saying print hello, increment the value of count. And if this new count value is exceeding 5, then break. So let us run this and see what output you are going to get. So you see, it has printed hello for us. So let us try to understand the logic. So in the first step, you are saying print V. So this is your hello. And then now the count value has gone up to 2. Okay. And then, so this count value is not greater than 5 for us. So as long as this condition is satisfied. So what is it we are trying to say now? Print hello again. So it has printed our hello again for us. Now count value has become 3. Again, it is going to print our hello. So in this manner, this logic is going to work. So now try to experiment with these different values. I'm going to say count is equal to 5. So now you see only one time it is printing hello, because only once it is going to print hello here. Count value has gone up to 6. Now 6 is exceeding 5. So it has come out of that loop. So if you say count is equal to 4, it is printing hello 2 times. So first time it is going to print you your hello. And then it is going to increment the value of your count. So in this manner, you can work out. A lot of exercises are there using these logics. So today we have covered right from merging functions. We have covered different types of apply functions. We have discussed lapply. S apply, T apply. All these things we have discussed. And then we have seen our Dplyr library. And then we have seen our different functions in Dplyr. Filter function, select function, arrange function. All these things we have seen. And then we have discussed some small conditional statements. Your if conditional statement, your if else conditional statement, nested if conditions, while loops, and then small examples we have seen. So try to revise all these functions what we have discussed with you. I'll be sharing this piece of code with you also. So try to work around these examples. Try to see what output you are getting. And then we are going to connect back again tomorrow to resume our discussion in the same manner. And we'll discuss some more new topics going forward in our, which are interesting and which are going to help us in our data analytics. So try to use those files, what I've shared with you, and keep on practicing, keep working on these topics so that you remain fresh. And then let us connect back tomorrow to resume our discussion. So till then, take care. Thanks for your time and